Hello everyone, welcome back to our third anime review.
This is only our third one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
Hi everyone.
So, before we get started, a little update. So, we would usually do a podcast every 2 weeks or so. And then these would spawn off of those podcasts as Patreon exclusive videos. But now, since lockdown and stuff, we don't have that much to talk about because we barely get a chance to leave the house. So we don't have, podcasts would be kind of boring. So instead of podcasts every 2 weeks, I think these would be good to release every 2 weeks, and podcasts maybe every month or so, if we have anything to talk about. So instead of instead of picking these,
you guys don't know because you probably didn't watch the podcast. I interrupt him a lot, so if you thought that was rude of him to be like,
it's really not. It's my
it's pretty necessary
to claim back the conversation.
But you should take it as a hint of you need to stop talking.
No, you need to let me.
But you're talking about a podcast that doesn't exist anymore.
I'm giving explanations and information to people. I don't remember what I was talking about anymore.
Okay, that's a good thing.
No, it's not, because it was important.
But a major big reason as to why we decided to do anime reviews as well is because he is very interested in anime and I am not. So this is a very...
But you watch anime.
I watch anime, but I think reluctantly.
Yeah, because you're a closeted weeb.
I'm not. I reluctantly watch it because that's what he's interested in, and I find the good things in it, just to make it a little bit bearable. But I think this is a really good way of getting a taste of everything, and if there's something that I like, I will decide if I want to continue watching it or not.
And if it's it's good as well because it's random.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. So usually we would pick these out at random during our podcasts, but since we're not doing the podcasts as frequently anymore, we're just going to pick them at the end. We're going to pick next week's or the next video's anime at the end of these videos. So yeah, continue.
No, that's it. So I got the anime Gantz, the second stage,
which I guess is the second season.
Yeah, well, no, is it? I don't think it's a second season. I think it's a separate series.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's straight after the first series. Now I don't really know because maybe a second season. I don't. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. So you would kind of have to watch the first series or the first season to understand what's happening, because there was the whole relationship dynamic between everybody was already built, and it started off with a lot of tension.
And also, by the way, we're only watching the first episode of these.
Yeah, we're only watching one episode and judging whether or not we should continue watching it. Yeah. Because I got no time. Oran, he originally in the beginning of our relationship was well, you gotta give it 3 episodes. And I was that's such a waste of time. 3 episodes for the people to actually develop a plot properly is just too long for me. I'm not interested in that. So, anyway, shh. I'm talking. So Gantz, I thought was really good. It was actually very good.
Was it?
Yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed it, even though I didn't know much of what was going on. So I'm assuming based on the opening was techno music, but it was really good. I was very into it. So, and there was a lot of, in the openings they do, they include scenes of, future episodes in the openings.
Yeah.
It was really well done, and I was I really want to I want to watch all of the moments that are in the opening, because it was really cool stuff happening, the slice of the head open, and I was oh, wow, this is really cool. So it's a gory ecchi.
Right.
Is what it was. When we read out the description, it kind of looked a bit gory, but it was also in the ecchi category.
And I've seen, I think it was just one panel from the manga, and it was of like a huge naked lady made out of naked ladies.
Oh wow!
So like they're all piled on top of each other, but
Yeah.
they shape up a lady. It was really cool, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I guess it is pretty ecchi.
Gantz, and I will look up the characters' names because I don't want to bother anybody by being like, so this person, instead of like actually getting the names. Right, okay, I got it. So it starts off, I actually forget how it starts off, but my main assumption, because of the opening, was that the female character named Kai, I don't know if that's how you say, Kei. K. So the main female character, K, is living with... Oh, they both have the same name in it.
Who?
K and K.
Oh, yeah. And it's not their first name. Or it's not their last name.
Yeah, it's their first name. So, Kei, the female character, is living with Kei Kurono, who... There is, like, nothing with him so far. Like, he's just a high school student. He's in his room. She lives with him. And he gets very bothered because she mentions another male character who, like, seems to have been a friend of those two together.
Right.
But she talks about
it's like
him...
a love triangle.
Kind of, but she talks about him in admiration. And she, like, you can tell from the opening, is, like, an android.
Right.
I think she's an android, because there was nothing from... Again, those two characters have done, like, no fighting or anything. It's kind of just been, like... You could tell it was after a major event, because at the end she talks about how Kei Kurono fought the aliens, and the guy that she was assumed to have been interested in was protecting everyone, you know? So, like, I was like, okay, so this is after, like, this major, huge event. And this is, like, the cool down period of the first episode to, like, set the stage.
The second stage?
All right. So he fantasizes about her a lot. He's really into her. So her talking about the other guy really pissed him off. Yeah, and he made a comment about, this was like, she was sleeping on the floor on a futon mattress and he was like up on a proper bed. Maybe it's because she's an android or something, but she's got massive boobs. So at the beginning, he was like in class and she was sitting next to him, like across from him. And he like turns over and he's like, no, not this again. And she's fully nude. And I took a screenshot of it. Tits, like her nipples are out. And I was like, oh my God. Even it's screenshot. Fully like...
I mean, the audience can't see this, but I'm getting a good... What? Why?
Yeah, so and then she like is
this his fantasy?
It's his fantasy. Then instead of her, it like the fantasy stops and it's the person who's actually sitting beside him like tells the teacher that he has a boner again in class because he's fantasizing about her. But okay. So I haven't obviously watched the first series of this. So if that's her outfit, she only has shoulder pads on and she is fully exposed.
I didn't see that because you zoomed in right onto the boobs.
I know, but like this is the first like actual animated series I've watched that shows nipples.
Really?
Yeah.
The other ones didn't.
No, the other ones I don't think they should. Like it's like a triangle over a bikini, you know? But this one has like the actual nipple. There was a woman breastfeeding in this and it showed like the baby squeeze her boob and milk. She would lactate. Milk came out.
Weird.
Yeah.
I'm sure there must have been like nips in the other ones.
I don't know.
If they were showing boobs. They rarely do like nippleless.
No, but this one has nipples and a bulge of an areola. This is like actual.
Not just like.
Not just a triangle of like, oh, that's where her nipple is. It's like an actual.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're into that.
Watch Gantz second stage for realistic depictions of nipples.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot in it, even in the opening. That's why I'm like, I think I really, really do want to watch this. It looked class. But her outfit it was kind of like Ghost in the Shell, fully covered. But again, proper, like you could see her nipples and the bulge of the areola on her boobs and stuff. just looked like latex with no underwear on underneath. Anyways, so he gets pissed off that she admires the other character. And he says that she's living with him rent-free and she has food. She cooks the food for him and she gets really good grades in school, and she's like, oh, maybe that's not enough. So she decides to move out. And she's just like wandering the streets at the end. The male character that she supposedly is interested in, but she's not, she's an android.
Fuck him.
He has a little brother, and they seem to have been like house hopping because they don't have anywhere to stay. So it opens with him going into the house that he's staying at. It belongs to an elderly woman, and she's like beating up his little brother. Because he came inside the house with monkey shoes on. She's like violently beating him up. So they decide to leave there. And not much happened. There was this one guy who was playing with a weird gun that was probably important in the last season again, because I think he's trying to sell the gun off and he's got like a lot of inner rage. And he dies at the end of the first episode because he's like cursing Gantz, whoever Gantz is. He's like, it's all because of Gantz, and then his eyes start bleeding and his nose starts bleeding, and he like starts puking blood, and he just like explodes.
Weird.
Yeah, and that came from the sky. So I'm like, I'm very interested in what's happening. It's very like, I don't know anything about it, but the last season must have been epic. So I'm excited about that. I really am. I would like to watch the second episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Despite the nudity in the guy's bedroom who is staying with the android girl, K, he has posters all around of women in bikinis and like big boobs and stuff like that, but nothing.
And she sleeps in the same room?
She sleeps, yeah, but she's like, she just has no emotion. She doesn't have any facial expressions throughout the whole thing either. It's like the same emotion, and he wants to fuck her. Oh, so obviously. So one of the
man's dream.
Yeah, so he was like, you live here rent free, you like don't do anything, and a lot of his dialogue as well is like his thoughts. He's not talking much either. It's just his thoughts. And he says,
I do prefer when anime do that, when they actually like have
I
the
liked
thoughts
it.
instead of them talking aloud.
No, I really liked it because it's kind of like showing what the character is actually like, you know? And he's like, and you don't even let me touch you. And I was like, oh my God. Just because you let her stay there, she doesn't mean you can touch her. Yeah, I don't know. But maybe again, that would probably be funny if his character was like, kept trying her in the first season, you know?
Does he seem like a nice guy? Like he would have been a nice guy in the last season? Or does he seem like he was the asshole guy?
He felt really bad when he said that. So his thoughts, he was really nice in his thoughts. And he came off as just like really liking her, and he didn't, because I'm like, in Japan, you don't really say, I really like this person, I admire them a lot, he's so kind, he's so respectful, he cares for his little brother. So him hearing that she actually said that she likes another guy was definitely like a proclamation of like love and stuff to him. So I can see why he got very defensive over it. Especially, I'm coming up with this whole thing of like him in the first season, like
your own narrative.
What?
Your own narrative.
Yeah, of like him like helping her out a lot from the very beginning, you know? I don't know. And she just starts saying that she likes another guy out of nowhere, you know?
Bitch.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. The animation as well, I thought was really pretty. The only downside to it was the voice acting. So I enjoyed everything about it. Even the nudity, I thought it wasn't very ecchi as it was
just kind of mature anime.
Yeah. Because she had a short skirt as well in it, but there was no like low angle shot of her panties, you know? So I was like, oh, here it goes. But no, it didn't happen. So I was very, very happy with that. I'll show photos as well, screenshots that I took of the
more
only
boob
2.
screenshots.
No, no, not the boobs. Just of the animation, because I was like, I really like this. For the time that it was at, I think it's very pretty. The only downside again, the audio. I kind of thought it wasn't synced with what was actually going on. Like the sound of picking up a gun was a bit off. And
that's usually just a problem with watching it on illegal websites. Yeah, it's rarely ever actually. I
thought the voice acting wasn't that great either.
Was it dub or sub?
It was subbed. Yeah, it was a bit weird. The voice acting I thought it wasn't the best, but it's passable. I really liked the background here.
Let's see. Oh yeah.
It was really, really nice. Yeah. And this one as well. I don't know.
Yeah, looks nice.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It looks really, really nice. Yeah, so I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I would watch the second episode, but I would actually prefer to watch how she came about, and so I'd like to watch the first. I'd start it from the start. Cool. Yeah.
Damn, you actually I
actually really I recommend this. Yeah, even though it's ecchi, it's very mature. So nice. Well, so far. Yeah. But she was in bed, on the futon on the floor, and the pajamas that she was wearing, they covered her. So what? I know, and if that's pajamas that he gave her, then like they didn't play on the fact that she's like nude in bed or anything. She actually wore full pajamas, so it was nice.
Cool, that's good.
We have low standards here.
Well, you do after the past 2 of them that you've had.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand.
Okay.
So my anime was. It's either called Misaki Chronicle, Divergence Eve, or Divergence Eve Misaki Chronicle. I'm not sure. It seems to change whatever website I go on. But mine is ecchi.
Oh.
Which is about time.
Yeah.
I haven't had any so far. Mine is about a girl called Misaki, who's like this, upbeat, kind of ditzy, clumsy girl with huge boobs, who joins the military.
Ooh.
It's like some sort of futuristic military or something.
Yeah.
Because her dad was in the military and he died. Her mother died as well.
Sounds upbeat.
So she wanted to join the military so that she could see what it was like for him to be in the military.
Oh.
Which doesn't really seem like a good enough reason to join the military.
Well, did she know them?
Her parents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like she's like not suited for it at all.
Because she's too happy and bubbly and stuff.
Yeah, she's like shit at everything really.
I should join.
The first thing I noticed was that like she has like massive boobs, but they're animated.
It's so funny when a guy says that.
They're animated.
The first thing I noticed was that she has massive boobs. It's very perceptive.
No. Let me clarify. Right, so they were animated very like as if they're light, which big boobs would not be really, I assume.
Like jiggly.
Yeah, but they're it's like she's got those really light plastic kind of rubbery footballs that you can get, the ones that you kick and they just go miles.
Oh, he's really talking to the wrong audience here.
Okay. Well.
Oh, maybe the really cheap ones.
Yeah. It's like she's got 2 of those under her top, and they just bounce around no matter what she's doing.
Wait, do they each bounce in separate? Like one bounces. No, that one happens.
I think they do when she runs. I'm not sure, but like, yeah, I think they do, and they go like right up to her chin and everything.
Jesus.
Yeah, they spend less time actually. Like,
I had a friend who, when she like ran once, she actually like got a bruise on her chin. Because her boob hit her chin. Yeah.
Think you could introduce me to her or something?
Oh my gosh. She's looking for a breast reduction. It's like in all seriousness.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
For who?
True, I guess it is better for her. Yeah. It sucks that she was in that position anyway.
Yeah.
So Misaki here joins the military, and I think it's like all women, or at least like 90% women. Check if I'm recording. I am. Okay. And like she's there and she's like running laps and she's got the boobs flying everywhere. And then there's this so you know they're like the drill sergeants are they called?
Right.
There's a drill sergeant you know, guiding them through their training and stuff. And he's a black guy. And so I started off watching the episode in sub, and halfway through I had the
dubbed version on.
Well, halfway through I had the internet troubles and we reloaded and it was dubbed for whatever reason. But at the start, actually I don't think it really affects him, but the start...
Oh, I thought it was going to be very racist.
No, well it was kind of like... So like at one point he's like... I can't remember what the Japanese for it is, but it's like I know what it means because I've heard it so many times, but it's basically like, oh, sheesh, you know?
Yeah.
It's like that. Or like, for God's sake. But this guy says it, and then the subtitle's like, shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I thought was very funny. I think it's just like a thing that they give like black guys to say. Because also in Final Fantasy VII, which I've been playing for the first time, Barrett, who is like the black character, he also says like shit at one point. Yeah.
Interesting.
So that, yeah, I thought that was funny. Nothing really happens in it. She also works at, I mean, like pretty much all of her like female friends at the army place have like huge boobs. And she also works at this like udon place,
right? Where
she's messing with the flowers.
Ooh, I love
you could udon. Find some you know, another time to do this.
Go on, I'm listening.
Oh my gosh. She's working at this udon place, and she's like in a mini yukata.
What's a yukata?
You know, the kind of traditional dresses that they wear.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but she's like, it's like a mini skirt, and it's like every time she like even bends over a bit, it like goes above like the kind of the start of her ass, so you can see her panties. Which I was disappointed with, because until then there hadn't really been any panty shots. Like they'd always be wearing shorts and stuff. And then she falls, and of course there's like panty shots and stuff, and she like spills udon over this old dude's foot, and it turns out he's like he was an old friend of her father's, and he like takes an interest in her, not like, I don't think like romantically, but just like as a kind of
you wait.
Yeah. And then he takes her up in like a plane up to the space, because that's how her dad flew. He was like a pilot or something, and then she's like, oh, this is what my dad must have seen and stuff. It was very emotional. It wasn't.
This kind of reminds me of when I was watching a mini documentary about, it was a British interviewer. It wasn't Louis Theroux. It was a different British interviewer who went to Korea, I think it was, and he was trying to find out why the main audience for child K-pop stars, what are they called?
K-pop?
No, like child stars.
Idols.
Yeah, okay. So
you don't have to be a child to be an idol.
Okay, but so he was trying to figure out like why the main audience of child idols in Korea were 30-plus-year-old men, because he said that's very weird to follow a young girl through her career and to take photos of her, and it was like on about how pedophilia is kind of high in that country as well, and how it's a lot in porn or like hentai, So maybe the whole thing is like this young girl who's like attractive and looking to find out more about her parents is for maybe that type of viewer.
Well, I don't know about that. Seems a bit far-fetched for me, but
all
sure.
right.
I mean, I haven't watched the rest of it, so we don't know. But sure, maybe.
Okay. You could have stopped me ages ago.
I thought it'd be more relevant, to be honest. But that's pretty much the episode, I think. At the end, it switches over to a different character who is. Could you stop messing with the fucking flowers?
Jesus,
God damn.
alright.
It goes to a different character who's like a female character, and she's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And she's getting like kitted out in like loads of kind of high-tech gear and stuff.
Yeah.
And she was doing this simulation thing of fighting like this kind of monster kind of alien thing, which is apparently called a ghoul, which I guess is something in this universe. And I think she like the very end, I think her plan is to go back in time and defeat ghouls. But I don't know if she's in the future or in the present time, or if she's going to come back to like meet Misaki. Or like whatever. It was just kind of like thrown in there. Didn't know what was.
Do you think that's her mother?
The point. Ooh, maybe. Although her mother was. Yeah, it actually. I don't know. Maybe could be. Because like it kind of brushed over her mother dying. It was more focused on her dad being dead. It was just like she was just like, and my dad died, and also my mother died as well.
What did we watch before that I was like, oh, very original. I bet this happens, and it did happen. And I was like, I bet this is gonna happen, and it did. It was really recent.
Promised Neverland, was it? No. Did we watch it together?
Yeah. Here.
On TV?
Yeah.
Ooh, I have no idea then. X-Files?
No, it was very recent. And I was like, oh, I forget.
What have we watched on that? Nothing really. X-Files was the last thing we watched.
Well, no, I'm fine. With your laptop.
Oh Lord, I don't know.
Okay, never mind. So, let us know what we could do to improve the episodes. If you like find something annoying, let us know, or if you would like to hear something.
We can't get rid of Elina.
If you would like to.
So I know you're halfway through typing those comments.
If you have something you really like, I know, because I'll interrupt you anyways. I'll get them for you.
She's already replied to your half-typed comment. With something completely irrelevant.
And you're like reading the fucking essay I wrote, and you're like, well, it seems like it's gonna make sense.
Surely it'll come around at some point.
No. If there's something you like as well about it, and you would like it to be included more, let us know that too.
What do you mean, the podcast?
Yeah, within the podcast. Like if there's something...
These ones? Or
yeah.
2-season podcast?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Well,
what we're doing now.
Reviews,
the anime reviews, okay. Yeah. Jesus.
Well, I don't think there's much we can do.
Vote him out of here.
The point of these is only to review the random anime.
Alright, but if you guys have any suggestions, Jesus.
Alright, leave them down in the comments if you have any.
No, fuck you.
Oh, okay. Don't do that then. So that was our 2 anime. I would not watch the rest, I don't think.
I would. I recommend it.
Nothingness. The animation, I'll give it. The animation was decent. The voice acting, at least the sub version, was actually pretty good.
Oh. Whereas mine wasn't that great at all.
I like it when characters have kind of like all their reactions to stuff aren't like super out there. Like sometimes they have kind of subdued reactions, like oh, like that kind of stuff. There was a few of those which I appreciated.
Nice.
But then when it switched over to the dub after the internet kabacle or whatever, it was pretty lackluster. So
I think that was my fault because...
What did you click on?
Well, I was like, okay, well, I guess this isn't working. It's not loading on this site, so I typed in the name. of the series, and I looked up like episode 1 online. So I think like I completely forgot that there was a sub and dub version of it. Yeah. So I never looked up episode 1 subbed. I just looked up episode 1.
God damn, ruined my viewing experience. Especially since the subs were still on the dubbed version.
Yeah, it was an English.
The subs were different to the actual dialogue that was happening. So it was very strange.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was our 2 anime. Let's pick out our next ones. Yeah. So do you want to do yours first?
I do.
Let's spin.
Do 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 do.
Don't join in. If I'm singing it in tune and you know. Okay, yours is. Oh, it's just called X. Ooh, that actually
X OVA.
Cool.
That looks so
OVA.
cool.
OVA. It's not so close.
It's OVA.
Just hit the mic as well. This is going great. That was OVA.
Apologize to Michael.
Yeah, it's just called X. So. It is
mystery,
supernatural, drama, romance, fantasy.
This is my one. You can read yours.
Oh, it's only 1 episode, so you're grand.
Oh, look.
Do you want to read out your synopsis? Not so close to the mic.
I can't see it. It's a bedridden dream. What?
Where are you reading?
Up here, synopsis. Bedridden dream gazer.
You just skip half the first half of the sentence.
Well, it doesn't matter.
All right.
I did this in
You're
the last one.
I'll read it.
I can't see it.
In this prequel to the X TV series. Oh. So at least you're not like missing out on anything. A beautiful, young, bedridden dream gazer named Kakyo remembers the life and death of a remarkable young woman whom he met in dreams. He also recounts his dreams of a tragic future in which the fate of the earth will be decided. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it looks very cool.
The cover is pretty cool of it as well. Now, let's spin for Oran.
The cover was of...
mine is Kosetsu Hyaku Monogatari. Oh god, if it's part of the
Requiem
Monogatari
from
series.
the Darkness in English.
Okay. There's a series of anime referred to as the Monogatari series because they all have like Monogatari kind of in their name somehow.
What's
like
that
one
mean?
of them, I'm not sure. But like one of them is called Bakemonogatari, which is a pun of like monogatari, and also bakemono, which means monster. So it just combines them. But they all have it worked in.
That's hilarious. I don't know what any of that means.
So let's see what this is. It looks very dark.
It's rated R. What was mine rated as?
Yours is PG-13. So mine's fantasy, historical, horror, mystery, psychological, supernatural. Nice. The rated R is violence and profanity, so there's probably no nudity. Yours was rated... What was yours rated? 6.84? Mine's 7.15. Okay, the synopsis.
You're going to read all of that?
No, I'll read like the first sentence.
What?
Tired of writing riddles for children, Yamaoka Momosuke plans on gathering spooky and gruesome stories and publishing them in an anthology called Hyakumonogatari. 100 Tales. That sounds cool.
Sounds really cool.
So, yeah.
So you get like a horror story one. And I get one about like a dream fantasy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Should be fun.
Sorry guys, there's no ecchi in these.
No, so we probably won't get any views on the next one.
Yeah. And I can't really watch any more of my one because there's just one episode.
Yeah. Well, you could recommend, because yours is a prequel, so you could recommend the actual series.
Yeah.
So that'll about do it for this video. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe and whatnot. Share the video with your friends.
Let
with
us
your
know
anime
how we can
weeb loving
improve
friends
as well.
Yes, do that.
Because I genuinely do enjoy just one episode is enough, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I might carry on watching the other one. I've been severely lacking boobies in my life.
I'll put on some weight for you. It's fine.
No, you don't like when I touch yours.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna head off. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully see you in the next video.
I'm not severely lacking them because I'm flat-chested. I'm not flat-chested.
Okay. You
just
had to clarify.
Yeah. I just meant because now I'm living with just
she's got huge boobs.
Yeah.
They're huge. They're like bigger than like anime size boobs.
If you can imagine one of those cheap footballs that you
one of those deflated. Joking. Okay, I'm gonna end before you fucking jam any more inappropriateness in this. So
right.
Yeah, toodles everyone.
Bye guys. Toodles isn't inappropriate.
No.
Who says
It's
toodles?
fabulous.
Yuck.